Okay, so when doing the seam sealer, on my car, someone had used like bathroom sealant, so mine was easy to peel off, but you'll probably have to take yours off with a chisel and like a wire wheel on a driller or a grinder. Just take it back to like bare metal and then obviously rust treat it and then primer it. So you're meant to apply the seam sealer, I applied it with a brush, but you can get guns, onto the primer. I did this job over a couple of days, so I had to seal it with some paint to prevent it going rusty. But the problem is, seam sealer is very aggressive and it'll actually remove the paint and then makes it quite hard to stick. So yeah, try and make sure that you apply it to the primer, let it go hard. It will take like 24, 48 hours, and then you can prime and paint on top of that to fully seal it. After that, obviously, you're moving on to the sound deadening. Now, this was really, really lightweight, so it's not going to add any weight to your car, but it does make it a lot nicer inside. So I did a bit of a patchwork quilt method, and if I was to do it again, which I'm going to be, I would just get a huge sheet, sort of lay it out in the car, and remove all the fixtures and fittings. But you can see it does squash down quite easily, so you can get it underneath all of your interior brackets and stuff like that and really cover the full inside of the vehicle. I did a mixture of sort of just pressing it in and then cutting it, and then some of it I just measured with a measuring tape and then went away and cut it. But then, just getting little bits underneath like the handbrake and stuff like that to really fill it out. So I did this job here with 150 centimetres by 100 centimetres. And as you'll see towards the end, it wasn't quite enough. So for my other car that I'm doing, I've bought 50 centimetres by 400 centimetres. And I think this will be enough to do what you need to do. But obviously it depends how mad you go with it. But I really do want to cover sort of every surface in the car. So obviously I'll put a link in the description with what I used. And it comes with this little roller that you need to use to really press it into the floor to get it into them ridges. So you can see this is what I ended up with. And initially I was worried about, fitting the carpet on top and the plastic trims and like they weren't going to fit, but it does squash down easily, so you can push into it and it prevents like interior rattles and plastics moving and stuff. And as you can see, it come out really well. So I'd recommend replacing some of the little plastic clips and stuff while you're doing this, because they do break and they do go bad. But yeah, once all the carpet's fitted and stuff like that, it does feel a lot more luxurious in there. And you can really tell just immediately the difference just by tapping your hand on things.